Morning, people. Morning. Yeah. Oh, there goes Miss Squirrel. I'm looking out my office window. He's a cute little boy. Oh, he's looking for his nuts. I don't know if he's found them. Let's wait for a few of you lovelies to pop in. We're going to be chatting this morning about. I've entitled this video "My Goodness," and yeah, interesting. I've got some information to bring you now. Look, listen. As always, you can choose to do with the information that I bring you one or two things, and those things are: you can either laugh at it and dismiss it, or you can consider it. Simple. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to. I've always had this ability and this feeling of sounding a drum. I don't know why. In truth, I don't know why. And I'm in my working clothes. And why do I do live streams in my working clothes? Why don't I go and put lipstick on and makeup and get all smart and fresh? Because I'm honest, I'm truthful, I'm as I am. I don't really care overly what I look like, and I don't care for people that feel they've got to go and get dressed up and look at their sharpest to do a live stream. I'm honest. This is how I am. And if people like that and consider that to be okay, that's fabulous. If they don't, that's fine. I can handle it. I can handle all the people laughing and doing this and that. I'm not bothered. I am someone for the people, by the people. I always have been. My whole soul, my whole life has been for the people. And I will die like that. I will absolutely die. Now, look, I've entitled this one, "Oh My Goodness," and I'm going to talk to you about what's happened in an NHS hospital over the weekend. Now, whether this video gets slammed as misinformation, but this is the truth, the God's honest truth, okay? So help me God. So help me God. So help me God, all right? Now, I know God's an almighty, all-powerful being, and I know that God is me and that I am God and that we're all connected, okay? And fundamentally, we should all just be looking out for one another. Remember, public servants, the word servant means someone that has a master. So if we have public servants, it means they have a master. And the master of the public servants is the people. For sure it is. Now, I've just come into some information and I want to share this with you because I just hope and pray that you're allowed to see the truth and what goes on in the real world, all right? Because I live in the real world. I don't live in any fancy bullshit made up. Well, I just don't. I live in God's kingdom as God created me, all right? And I'm very humble. I'm very grateful for that fact that I don't get too excited about what anyone's got or what they haven't got, because they've all been misled and deceived as well, because people seem to think they own their cars, their houses, their kids. They don't. And they're going to find out the hard way very, very soon. So, guys, you can either choose to share this, care this, do whatever you like. Dismiss me as whatever people want to call you, a tinfoil hat wearer, a conspiracy theorist, or whatever, disinformation agent, whatever. All these triggers. Semantics, that's all it is. All these words are just semantics, but the truth is the truth, and the truth will always out. I hope to God it really, really does. Now, we know there's been many whistleblowers up and down the country, and I'm going to give a few shouts out in a minute to people. I'm stopping doing Facebook lives, and I'm only going to come and do these ever so often, because I think the time is coming now where things are really going to start going down, and I think it's going to be so in people's faces in the next couple of months that I just think it's going to be so in everyone's face that they can no longer turn a blind eye, that they can no longer just cast off with aspersions someone that they consider a conspiracy theorist or whatever. I just don't think they're going to have that luxury and affordability. Now, we've got another horse. And the woman that dropped the horse down was very somber the other day. And she's got a brother. And I know him. I do know him. He's a wealthy boy. He drives around in an Aston Martin. He's got 20 or 30 houses that he rents out. So the guy's done all right. Clearly, in this system that we live in, he's done. The system would consider him a really good slave, really. He's paying his taxes. He's doing everything that the Rothschilds dynasties and the Zuckerbergs and all that really want him to do. But this woman's his sister, and she went out and said to him, look, be careful of having these things put into your body, these whatever it is that people are going to the doctors and having. I've got to be very careful with my words. I don't want to be censored. And it's a shame that I've got to think that way. The truth is the truth, and we should have freedom of speech. But clearly, we don't have freedom of speech, because freedom of speech is the ability to say something that people agree with or they don't agree with, whether they like or they don't like. It doesn't matter. They've always got the ability to switch off. But we're being censored, and for a reason. Well, this individual, this gentleman, has been to the doctors, and he's had both these things put into his body, and he's now got a blood clot on his lung. And I spoke to someone a couple of days ago that, actually, funnily enough, yesterday, up in the West Midlands, I'm not going to name any hospitals, or one of my friends, actually, funnily enough, is a paramedic up in the West Midlands, and he's just about probably to lose his job because he won't fall in line with all the mandated things that the NHS, the Communist Party, now what? Look, I can remember, guys and girls, right? In 1976, I was 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. My dad's mother, my grandmother, Doris, was very ill in Dulwich Hospital. And we went to my granddad's, and my granddad was a chauffeur, and he used to chauffeur Marlene Dietrich around, the German dancer. And my granddad John was a very big man, very, very, very big man. And he was a hard man. And he had 4 boys, which one of my dads was included. And they was all known round their way for being a bit tasty. Didn't take no nonsense, didn't put up with no nonsense. I'm finding these things out now. But so my nan was in hospital. She worked in an ammunitions depot, and she got lung issues from the stuff that she was doing. And she sadly passed away in her late 40s. But I can remember in the summer of 76, it was red hot, going to my granddad's. Me and my dad and my mum and my dad's dad, my granddad, jumped in his car. We went up to Dulwich Hospital. We just pulled up outside, and I can remember getting out and seeing all these army people in the square in the hospital walking around with big army horses, and thinking, my goodness, they look fabulous. But we just pulled up. We just pulled up at this hospital. We went in. We see my nan. She was like a stick insect, and she passed away within a week or two. She weren't here for long. But there was no judgmentalness. There was no one being judgmental. There was people there serving and trying to do the best by my nan. Sadly, she never made it. But there was no terms and conditions. There was no, you have to pay to park here. Oh, you can't park there. You're not allowed to. We just pulled up and parked. And people can come out of all these lame excuses of, oh, well, Dave, there's more cars nowadays. People take the mickey. No, I'm not having that. No, I'm not having that. That's an excuse. It's an excuse so your public servants can rape you. That's all it is about. Oh, we're introducing parking fees so that so no one who's not going there and using the train stations and the high streets, blah, 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 blah. No, that's bollocks. That's bollocks. Because if that was the case and that was all it was about, right, then what the hospital should have done around the country was said, right, if you want to park in the hospital car park because people are taking the mickey, we're going to charge you. However, when you've been in the hospital and you've seen one of your relatives, you just come to our checkout, give us your ticket, and we'll give you the money back. Right? That's what it should have been about. No. This is all revenue. Guys and girls, you have to realise the country and the world that you're living in now. You are a limited company. You're just owned by the state. Boris Johnson has stuck a rubber stamp on your arse cheeks and claimed ownership. I think it's disgusting. I think it's repugnant. And personally, I think a lot of these people will probably one day, if mankind is brave enough, might hang for this, because it's high treason. It's absolutely high treason. What a country to try and do this to. But anyway, the point is this. This guy up in the Midlands, he's had a 41-year-old gentleman, right, go into hospital because he had some snivels and stuff. He was locked in a ward. These wards are locked, padlocked, can't get in them. Oh no, it's all restrictions, you're passing germs around. No, it don't look like that to me. It looks like fucking communism to me. You're not allowed in. Anyway, he's ended up on a drip. And then his lungs have pretty much packed up. So they put a drip in his neck and he's had a heart attack. They said, oh, we turned him over in the night and he died. He's dead. Straight in the morgue. Ta-ta. Thanks for turning up. Thanks for having a nice life. But, yeah, we've done you. And his mother, 61, same thing. She wouldn't accept none of the nonsense. They sectioned her. Oh, we're sectioning you under the mental health because you won't subscribe to what Boris wants you to have. While she's inside, what have they done? Exactly the same thing. Induced her with a drip. Next thing, she's now got a drip in her neck and now she's dead. Laugh all you like. Laugh all you like. People that tune into my channel, laugh all you like. Don't bother me. Dichotomy is, could be you one day. Probably will be you one day. Probably will be. And this is starting to take a lot of stress on me, actually, as an individual. I'm really starting to feel the effects of what this system is doing. Now, back in the day when my nan passed away in Dulwich Hospital, would any nurse have ever been judgmental? Would any nurse back then have done anything to my nan that she didn't want doing to her? No. No. There wasn't this ethos of we own you. It just wasn't. Everyone back then was, well, we're doing all these jobs to try and help one another and make each other better, yeah? This stuff is getting on very sinister. All funeral directors are now talking out. Most of the funeral directors, yeah, no, Kerry Ann, really, it is taking its toll on me. I am Facebooking no more. I am no more live streaming on Facebook. I'm hearing to, I'm not a coward. Make no mistake, I'm not a coward, but I have to be there to fight the fight when the good fight's going to come, and the good fight's coming in the next couple of months. Let me tell you. So yeah, it takes its toll when you hear of all these stories. When you talk to people over the phone and they're telling you that a few of their mates have been topped off. So where's this going? Are you what's the value here? What is the value of this life? The value of this life is you. It's your soul and your spirit. That's the value. You are the value in this world. You're priceless. In the eyes of God, you're priceless. No one can put a price on your head. But all these big corporations now, they want your ass in a sling. They've claimed ownership over us all. And I'm at a point now where I think if the people of this country don't push back, then they deserve, maybe they're going to deserve what's coming. Maybe they're going to deserve to have the drip slapped in their neck. Maybe, because they're not paying attention. I just want people to pay attention. I want them to see the real world of what's going on in our hospitals and around. Well, and now, because I've never worn a mask, I've never sanitized my hands, I've never had any of what the doctors have kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. Well, we need to book you up. No, I'm not having none of that. Thank you. I'm really, you're the servant here. I don't require none of your whatever it is that you want to dish out at this time. Thank you. If my willy's falling off, I'll come and see you. But then you got to try and see them, because now, if you don't bow down and subscribe to this communist dictate, which you're all paying for, they don't see you. No operation for you. No operation for you. Do you know what? And I'm not being pedantic. My missus is a fabulous seamstress. She makes loads and loads of things. Funnily enough, she's got a website on Facebook called Prancing Ponies. And she makes lots of things for horses and riders and saddle covers and things for horses' feet, legs, and to protect them. So if you fancy getting over and having a look at Prancing Ponies on Facebook, please do. That's my better off. Where was I going with that? So, yeah, why does a top hat walk in front of a funeral car? Because you would have to be as mad as a hatter to believe in all this bullshit. How much does it really cost to dig a hole? Yeah, you're right. Well, guys, you know, the dichotomy is that it's going to affect you. You know, my missus is a seamstress, so I've got a good mind to. That's where I was going with this. I've got a good mind to ask her to make me a gold star. You know, because there's a doctor now. No, we won't see you. Now, that's not the case with me, because I can ring up a doctor now and talk them through and go and see one. I'm pretty confident I've still got that ability to do that. But for how long? For how long? For how long do you have to beg to? Because if you don't comply, then there's a problem. But it should never be about complying. It should never ever be. Freedom is freedom. Freedom don't need no expressing. Freedom is so basic, you can't even discuss it. Freedom is freedom. Everyone's got unalienable rights, but we're giving them away like there's no tomorrow, and they are topping people off. It's whether or not you believe it. Million men focus on Parliament, no distractions. Jason Wills, bring it on. Cockney Patriot, I don't trust it. No, I'm the same. NHS for me, anything I get through the post, mate, I'll stick that in my log burner. I'm burning that sucker. And that's shameful, because I should be able to trust the nurses. I should be able to trust the doctors. I should be able to trust them, in as much as that they're not going to be judgmental and judge me and to put terms and conditions upon my soul and spirit. Oh, well, you've not had the things that we want to pump into you, so therefore we're not going to see you. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. And that goes against the Hippocratic Oath. Honestly, peeps, look, you can turn a blind eye. Please do. If that's your wish, just turn a blind eye. Keep turning a blind eye. Pay no attention to what goes on. Pay no attention to these amateur videos you're seeing all around the internet. We've now got coppers with machine guns on the street protecting government infrastructure. Do you know how dangerous that is as a country? Everyone's on benefits. It's a communist system. It's a begging system. This whole system of this country is begging. Need a driver license, begging. Need a mortgage, begging. Just seen an Irish woman on a bus. This was a video that's just been posted in Cork somewhere. And she's going to see her mum for Mother's Day. And two Garda got on the bus. Oh, we need to see identification there, please. What? I need to see identification. Why? Yes, they've got to be seeing the identification. Why? And she says, on your oath. And in the end, she says to him, why do you want my address? We need to know where to send the ticket to. What ticket? The fine. Oh, so it's all about money, Garda, is it? It's all about money. Okay. It's all about the money. Yes, baby. The Garda told her the truth. He wasn't lying. It's all about the money. I need to know where you're going. You're out of your curfew area. You got to go here. You got to go there. No, we're going to fine you. Mate, honestly, no public servant should ever be able to fine you for anything. No copper should ever be able to fine you or send an envelope in your post demanding money with menaces. It's racketeering. Racketeering and fraud. And fraud carries 25 years in prison. There's a company called Acro. Acro. Can you make this shit up? Fining people. Fining them for breaching so-and-so restrictions of being somewhere where the police don't think they should be. You're a servant, copper. You don't get to tell us where the fuck we can and can't go. Acro, owned by policemen. Limited company, Dun & Bradstreet. Go and check it out for yourself. Acro, limited company, run for profit, shareholders, the directors are policemen. They're policemen. Fabulous. What a swindle. Begging for a promise of an illusion of ownership when mankind is lost. Absolutely right. Hugh Macbeth, I'm tempted to clear out and live on the land in the mountains, mate. Yeah, I've had thoughts like that. I'm thinking, where can I go where I'm just on my own? and in acres and acres of land and just living freely. It has, because I love freedom so much, you see. I never grew up. I grew up in a world where I thought I was free. And I thought all these other little bits that we did, like renting and doing this, was just little gracious things that we did. But I never realised it was an ownership paper. I never realised. Papers, please. Well, what do you mean? Identification. Hang on a minute. What do you mean? Now, here's the thing. Identification all comes from this birth certificate. And what does it say on it? Not to be used as identification. So, all your bank cards, which are not ID. All your driving licenses, which is not ID. All your other bits and bobs, which is not ID. And this is the reason why it can't be ID, because it tells you on here clearly not to be used as identification. All right? Not to be used. This is not proof of identity. It says it on here big time. Where does it say it? Warning. This certificate is not evidence of identity. But everything comes from this. Your driver license comes from that. Your bank accounts come from that. It's a slave document. Geezer Ackerman. Oh, hey, how you doing, Scott? He's a good lad. Geezer Ackerman, he's the guy that's up at Parliament. He does like the kids clown stuff now. I've met him once briefly, very briefly. YouTube is dead. Yep, he's actually got a place in the woods sorted. Well, take me with you, bruv. Let me fucking tell you. I'm at a point now where I'm just, yeah. Look, I just want to bring you into a reality. And that is that if you... Right. The reality of it is this is how quick that this can happen. Just how quick. I'm going to give you a few instances. You're traveling down the road in your car. You got your Bob Marley playing. One Love, whatever. Beautiful time. Three little birdies outside my doorstep. And you've got the window down and your tits out and you're thinking, fuck me, I'm having a lovely day today. No one's pissing on my cornflakes. What you don't realise is you're doing 38 in a 30. And the Gestapo had just sat up on the next bloody crossing, haven't they? And you've gone past them, bosh, and the camera radar's going berserk. And then they pull you over. And because you got your tits out and you're having a nice time singing Free Birds and you won't turn it down, they get all Nazi on you. And they drag you out of your car by your nipples. They put you in the back of their meat wagon. Says it all, doesn't it? Meat wagon. They take you down the station and they book you in. And what is the prime function of what they're trying to achieve? To take your liberty and to fine your ass off. That's how quick that can happen. 1 second, you're three little birds having a nice time. Next thing, you're in a meat wagon. That's how quick this can happen. The other thing is you're having a lovely, lovely day. You've got your Rick Astley on. You're doing your Hoovering. You're never going to give it up. Never, never, never. And all of a sudden, you get some snivels and some coughs. Yeah, and the next thing you know, you'll find you've been taken away against your will, put into a ward that's got fucking padlocks on the door. And you're sitting there going, no, I'm all right. I just need a couple of Bob Martins. I'm fine. Leave me the fuck up. No. We don't like the way you're thinking. Don't like the way you're thinking. We're all in it together, you know. We're all in it together. Yeah, don't want you spreading your little germs around here. No, we don't like the way you're thinking. We're going to section you. Next thing you know, this doctor's come in. He can't wait to get his pen out quick enough. He's like, yeah, no, this one don't fucking think like we all do because we're all robots. Yeah, no, nut him off. There you go. Bosh, there's your order. And then you're strapped down in some Frankenstein fucking nightmare, a dystopia. And this with an injection, and you're going, no, fuck off, leave me alone, don't touch me, you cunt. And he's gone, no, I'm having none of that. It's going straight in you. Then you're off your tits. Then you're out, you're in cuckoo land. You ain't got a clue who you are, where you are, you're shitting yourself. Then in goes the drip. We don't like, put him on a ventilator, will you? It's all for his own best interest. All for your own best interest. Next thing, you're struggling. Oh, yeah, no, we have to get another line in. Where's that one that goes in the neck? Here it is. Push it in. Then you have a heart attack. Then they're putting a little tag on your toe. Putting a little tag on your dead toe. Off you go. Incinerator. Paddy asked the doctor, when's this pandemic going to end? He says, doctor told him, ask politician. Exactly. So how fucked up this is. Boris is sunning his ass off in Marbella. He's probably in some seedy little fucking strip joint right now, paying a fucking broad for showing his knockers. Or her knockers. He's probably got a pair of knockers the size of him, the fucking walrus. Anyway, it is what it is. Guys, listen. These people are dangerous. And because we're all in it together, this is the mentality. This is the ethos. Oh, no, if you don't pay your mortgage, if you don't pay your council tax, everyone's going to suffer. No, that's not the case. That's just not the case. That's bullshit. All this, we're all in it together. It's all for your own safety. No, I don't like that. I don't fucking like that. I'm in charge of my safety. I'm in charge of my own vessel. Under God. No one else has the right to tell me I can do this and can't do that. No one. No. But this is the country we've become, and every day, every week, every year since whatever year, the 70s, the 60s, whenever, it's been getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Many, many years ago, if you got a little drinking drive or a little driving issue, a couple would say, oh, look, you got a bald front tyre, me old mate. Yeah, is that brown owl I can smell on your... Yeah, I only had half constable. I can walk in a straight line and piss up straight up that wall. Look, watch. You're all right, son. Just make sure you get home. Don't hurt nobody, all right? Yeah, no, sweet. I'll never forget years ago, I grew up on the North Peckham estate in London, right? And my mate's mum and dad had a brown Cortina GXL or GLX, whatever it was, GXL, GLX. It was a nice looking motor. Anyhow, they'd been down the Old Kent Road on the Sauce. And he's bringing his missus home in the car, and there was a skip. And the light on it, the little paraffin lamp in it, weren't lit up. And most people in London back then used to just drive around on their side lights of a night time, not main beam, because it's the blind people. And he's hit this skip. This is 1977, 78, 79 maybe 79. So I've got up in the morning to go knock for my mate Martin. And I'm walking down to his flat, and there's claret all up the floor. They had asphalted floors on my estate. They were lovely. Used to roller skate round them like fucking God. They were amazing. And there's claret all up the flat door, the handle. I'm like, what the... So he's come down. He's going, oh, Dave, he said, I can't come out, mate, because we used to go out in our choppers. That's not a euphemism. You get locked up for that now. So we're out and, you know, and he said, he said, Dad carried Mum home last night. Yeah, Dad carried Mum home. Had a few jars, hit a skip. They both come through the windscreen, no seatbelts. And, yeah, he carried her home and he nursed her, bandaged her all up, and they got over it. They didn't want to go to the old Bill. Fucking hell. When you have to fear going to your servants, it means they're your master. Owen Gorgeous, how you doing? You all right? Happy days. Hello, Dave. Is it cold there? It's quite chilly. It's quite chilly. I'm in my working gear. I'm always in my working gear. This is just how I am. I hope everyone has got enough food to last if the shops go empty. Well, it's all fear, isn't it? Do you know the Bible says, don't worry about what you're going to eat? Does the bird worry? When he gets up in the morning, does his dawn chorus, shags his missus and thinks, well, I've got to go out flying there. Bit peckish. He don't worry, he's provided for. And that's the same with us. It is the same with us. And then I guess if there is no food, we all starve, right? But that's what this corporate government wants, you see, because they've done a shortage and fear porn. They're testing everyone right now. They want to see how you all reacting. And guess what? Everyone in this country is doing exactly how they want you to react. If when they said that there was a fuel shortage, if everyone had laughed and said, oh, fuck off, and took no notice, government would have gone, they're not paying attention. We can't get away with that one. But every time they mention something in the media, in the news, Boris knows exactly what he's doing. He's fucking us all up the arse. That's exactly what he's doing. I'll tell you, our politicians have never been so despotic in ever. I don't think they've ever been so tyrannous. I really, really don't. Good job the majority of folk here grow their own. Well, that's it. So if people were to use their minds and think, right, okay, I need to get some chickens, need to grow some food, I need to dig my own well, then you wouldn't have all these issues. But because we suck on the corporate nipple, don't we? Because none of us are brave enough to go and get shit together. We all whinge and we all moan, but we don't, no one's got any big plans of how to live freely and how to, it's one big con. And we didn't come to Earth for that, guys. We didn't come to this planet to be treated like this. What's going on right now is this corporate government, it's a crime against mankind, not humanity, but mankind. Jack Straw, many years ago, was in the back of Chunky Mark's cab. And Chunky Mark was recording Jack Straw, and he started talking about the English. And Jack Straw said, the English ain't worth saving. And he was laughing about it, absolutely laughing his head off. Well, Jack Straw, stick it up your arse. We are worth saving, and we're going to save ourselves. And people like you want to watch out. Next, we create not the shops, not the banks, farmers are the gold. We can change this hemp for all products, help each other. Exactly. Lord England by Vanguard and Black Rock. Only 3,000 of them telling the world what we buy and do in our lives. Absolutely right, June. You're right. But, this has gone a little... We've always known it's tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. We've always seen that the government is always tiptoeing. And it does bit by bit by bit by bit. And every time it does a bit by bit, it's looking for a reaction. It's looking to see how the people are going to react. It's looking to see whether or not you're going to get incensed and go, no, we ain't having that. But if you don't get incensed, and then it just goes, oh, no worries. They seem to like it. They must like this shit. They must want this shit. So they give you more because no one pushes back. No one's brave enough to push back. Yes, they've got men that look scary with machine guns, but they're cowards. They're cowards. None of these coppers have got a good fight in them. None of them. They're all cowards. Look, there was a copper give Aaron Lambo a slap a few years ago. PC dickhead #1. Big lad. Got hold of Aaron Lambo and Jim, give him a right old slap. Now, because Aaron Lambo went online and got this copper exposed, and everyone in the neighbourhood was going, all right, PC dickhead #1, and all wearing T-shirts with PC dickhead #1 with his face on it. This big idiot that gave him a slap went off with mental health issues. The police had to sign him off with, I've got health issues, people are taking the piss out of me, I don't like it. What sort of a man's that? That copper ain't a man. He should just go, oh, fuck off, you retards, leave it alone. But no, he went off. Oh, no, they've really hurted my feelings, darling. Yes, they really hurted. There was a copper got off the other day, right? Especially at the back of all this Sarah Everard business, and another copper in the same unit being done for raping as well. And one copper has apparently beaten a man to within an inch of his life. This lad's landing going, fuck me. Serving and protecting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, my last breath. Thank you, copper. This copper got off with it. He bashed and bashed and bashed the granny out of a man, an unarmed man. And the police, the courts, coppers walked free. Back on the beat. Back on the beat. Love this. No one is above the law. So Andrew seems to escape. Well, yeah, sweaty Andrew. But I don't sweat, I have got a problem, a medical problem. I do have a small penis, and my sweat glands have sealed themselves up like my butthole. But I can't sweat, no. And I certainly wasn't at Pizza Hut. No. No, I was at Pizza Hut with Beatrice, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Let him magnify the truth, it will magnify him. Let him strengthen truth, it will strengthen him. Let him guard truth, it will guard him. Let him exalt truth, it will exalt him. God bless you, man. That enough, lovely. When I was a lad, my old man and an allotment, we lived off pots of soup, and life was great when I was a boy. Here endeth the lesson. Man was growing food, man sustained. Look at Pa Larkin. Look at the Larkins. darling buds of mate. Growing all their own stuff, living the dream. Ma's always cooking. Yeah, loads of food. They're not worried about where the food's coming from because they're providing for themselves. We have really, really latched onto the latch of the nipple of government, haven't we? But we fail to realise that this government doesn't work for us, the people. It's a self-consuming system of foreign vessels in this country. Parliament is made up of foreign ships. They fly foreign flags. We don't have an English parliament. We have a tyrannous group of people in this country. But all I can say is, guys, they keep taking, they keep murdering. People will rise. People are going to start seeing this. I can't imagine being old and being slammed into a nursing home against me will. No, I ain't going. No, you fucking are going. No, I don't want to fucking go to your nursing home, cunt lips. Fuck off. No, but you're going. And then you're in there. Then it's, oh, get him on the medication. This one's got too much chat on him. And then you're medicated. Then you die. Then you get a fucking label stuck on your toe. It's coming for all of you. Make no mistake about it. It's coming for all of you. It is coming for all of you. So you can either stand. You can either decide to come together and stand. Or you can just roll over and accept what they're going to come and do to you. Because they're vicious, violent motherfuckers nowadays, let me tell you. Companies Act, do you send it to the claimant, their solicitor or the county court regarding parking ticket? Gavin Houston, Companies Act, yeah, just tell them. Say, no, I'm more than happy to pay. I'm more than happy to settle this. Just providing that your stuff complies with the Companies Act 2006, Section 44, Part A and Part B. Then we ain't got a problem. And they can't go to court. They can't go. I've got an energy company at the minute. And let me tell you, if you've ever dealt with Utility Warehouse, I think they are henchmen of Satan. I really do. These people they don't understand English. They've got this air of arrogance. Oh, no, we don't do what you say. We're your master. And they'll destroy you. These energy companies are now at a point where they're going to destroy lots of people. They're now placing devices in your homes where they turn you off. So you don't keep putting the £20 notes in. You turn your gas off. They turn your electric off. You're going to sit there and freeze to death. They hijacked our sisters of our ancestors that built up so we can make this country great. They've hijacked it and they've monopolised over it. And now they've weaponised it. There isn't an industry in this country now that's not weaponised. The food industry is weaponised. The fuel industry is weaponised. It's all weaponised. The DVLA is a weaponised thing. It's weaponised because if you don't comply with their bullshit rules and regulations, they smash you. And they're going to smash you. And they will take whatever it is they want to take off you. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And now we've got hospitals. Got padlocked doors. You're not allowed in there, scumbag. You can only go in there if we deem you can go in there. And there's a good chance you ain't coming out. Guys, I'm only repeating stories, factual stories that people have told me about their own personal friends and loved ones. And whether you believe this time period that everyone's in to be true, that's up to you. That is entirely up to you what your belief system is. It really, really is. If you believe that this current time period is absolutely true and everyone's dropping dead of a thing that's never been isolated, then crack on. You're not as wise as you thought you was. But nonetheless, you are entitled to have your own opinions and own views and follow your own path. Now, where's that path going to lead you? Is it going to lead you to having one of them little tabs slapped on your toe just before you go in the incinerator? I wonder. I just wonder. Each community have a Bill of Rights. God, yes, please, Owen. Oh, man, these honestly, these corporations now are the devil's work. They really are. They have hijacked something that was for the people, by the people. The railways used to be for the people, by the people. The energy system used to be for the people, by the people. People used to turn a blind eye. If people couldn't pay this, that, the other, you never had demonic devices in your houses. Now, look, they might come round with these demonic devices, but listen, there is always ways, right? There's always ways of getting around this. You can create your own free energy machines. You can get LPG cylinders and fill them up yourself. That's what I've done. They're never going to beat me. I will stand defiant with all these motherfuckers, all these corporations, and they're never going to beat me. I'm never going to roll over to them. I'm never going to roll over to Boris and all of these idiots. I'm never going to roll over and let him tickle my belly. He can kiss my ass. He really can kiss my ass. And I'm telling you now, they're pissing off a lot of people. But people keep turning a blind eye. People keep making it, oh, well, he was old anyway. You know, oh, so what if he died and they helped him along the way? Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, no, carry on with that mentality, because it will be you one day. It will be you one day facing them demons, being strapped down. No, we want you to have this drug. No, I don't want it. No, but we want you to have it. Yeah, but I don't fucking want it. Fuck off. Oh, we don't like the way you're thinking. Hang on, I'm going to call social services, the mental health department. Well, what for? I'm in charge up here. Oh, we're not sure. You're not thinking the way we think. We want you to think this way. We want you to walk this way. We don't want you walking off down there on your herd. You've got out your sheep pen. It's time to put you back in your pen. But no, I don't want it. I don't know. But yeah, but we don't like your way of thinking, and you need to have this. So we're going to make you have it. Oh, all right. So you're going to pin me down, hold me down, and force me against my will? Yes, we are. That sounds consensual. Sounds wonderful. Thank you. And who the fucking hell are you anyway? Who are these doctors? Who are these nurses? Following orders, blindly following orders. There's a guy in New Zealand last year, incensed. I'm trying to think what his name is because I was reading about it yesterday. He was given a fine of $1,200 for breaching restrictions. So he thought, no, I'm not having this. He went to court and he won his case. How did he win his case, you may ask? He won his case because he got the chief medical advisor on the stand and said, have you got the evidence that you've actually isolated this thing and proved it to be real? Oh, well, no, we haven't actually. Righto, no further questions, Your Honour. Guess who won his case? Where'd the £1,200 fine go? Up the court's arse. It's not been isolated, guys. It's really not. Often wonder what my grandfather thinks, what he would have done them. Well, you know, people never tolerated too much. Back in the 60s, I got an old retired policeman friend who's very constitutional. Funnily enough, he's written a fabulous book, Albert Burgess. Where is it? It's have I got it here? Where's my book by Albert? Albert, give me one. Oh, pardon the expression. Quite a few years ago. It's something to do with the Constitution. Albert was, whatever area he was in, there was a woman that was allegedly prostituting herself out. And the police at the time, I think this was in the 60s, decided to come round to give her a tug. Maybe want to take her back to the base and give her a portion themselves, because we know they like that kinky shit. So what did the people of that area do? They turned out. They filled the street. And then Albert, that was there at the time, that wasn't in the police at the time, said to someone, can you call an ambulance? And the police said, but there's no one hurt. We don't need an ambulance. They said, grab her, you'll fucking be for the ambulance. And the police decided to turn around and walk away. And because that people come together in that area, I don't like using the word community, because that's communism. That woman was okay. Her liberty prevailed. Liberty is everything, people. Whether or not, like to me, you know, because of this current time period, and I don't like using them words either. What is this current time period? I have not changed nothing. I haven't changed nothing. I've taken no notice of the news, the radio. Couldn't care for it. Don't mean nothing to me. And the reason is, if I, in the way that I've been strong and purposeful in my own being, I thought, I don't want to walk the path with everybody else. I never have. So why would I start now? And people said, yeah, but Dave, what if you did catch something and died? I say, so what? What are you so worried about? And that's what they do. They put people into so much fear. Boris and all these moguls on the TV, fear, 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 fear. Oh, have you had? Oh, you might. Oh, watch out! TV license. We got. Watch out! We're coming round. We're going to pay you HMRC. Pay your taxes. No, we know where you live. We're coming round. Fucking hell! Everyone and his robber's fucking dog wanting a piece of you. Don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of it. Will I ever have a piece of paper that says I can go from here to there to get into that area? No. Would I wear a gold star? No. I'd rather be put up against the wall and have a bullet put in my fucking head. I really would. At least I've kept my dignity and my freedom. You know, have you got your passport so you can go on holiday? You know, your little jibber jabber passport? No. So now, of course, you're seeing a loss of all your liberties. Can't go on holiday, can you? Can't see a doctor. Can't do this, can't do that, because you won't play the game. And it is just a game. That's the thing. It is just a game. 1381 came on. Nice to see you, darling. Nice to see you. Nice. Ultimate agenda is depopulation. Clearly. Don't forget, in these things that people are taking is a metal called graphene. Right? And in tap water now, water companies have added what? You guessed it, graphene. Now, you might be having a lovely time right now, guys and girls. All your friends and family, I feel absolutely fine, you know. My will is still as long as it was. It's fabulous, darling. It's fabulous. I'm just not feeling any bad effects. You're not now. But you wait until they turn them 5G cell towers on. Oh boy, are you going to feel electric. Let me tell you. Take yourself out of the game. That is the answer. Absolutely right, Cockney Patriot. And we're all looking for that silver chalice. Now, I've got a friend, funny enough, that I don't want to say too much about this because I don't want to cause him any problems. And I don't think I could in any case. But he is now free. The Crown, or whatever the Crown is, these courts, these judges, they've all said, look, we're not going to play with you no more. You clearly know who you are. You know the law, which is the scripture. And we're just going to leave you alone. We're not going to mither you. He is a clever man. He's clearly out of the system. And he's helping me. And I've got other people helping me as well. Guys, you know, look, my mantra, if ever you could call, stop playing with the pen, Dave, is freedom. I don't care much for money because money can't buy you love. And I don't really care much for things and property. That's why I come in here looking like a dog turd talking to you. I'm not going to polish myself up to get my message out. I'm not like that. I'm not interested. And I don't care how people perceive me or see me. I'm only interested in you. I'm only interested in freedom and liberty. That's it. I'm not interested in anything else. And all these things in this kingdom, you're led to believe are a benefit. You're led to believe that a driving license is a benefit. Fabulous. Benefits can be taken away. You're led to believe that having a mortgage is a benefit and having a house is a benefit. They can all be taken away. All your kids, have your child maintenance benefits. Your kids are being taken away. Nothing here is nothing that God didn't give you in the first place. So when the system says it's a benefit, no, I don't think so. I think the good Lord gave me dominion over the earth and said, subdue it and do what you want. Just keep it fresh and make sure that you leave it. That's the key thing with the Bible. He says, leave it in a better shape than when you came into it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to know that when I take my last breath, whenever that might be, it might be in a nursing home, it might be in an hospital having a jab put in me, it might be when they turn me over in the middle of the night because I'm not playing the game. Do I care? Fuck them. Fuck all of them. No, I don't care. But I want to have left an everlasting impression that I believed in freedom, that I believed in greatness, and that I believed that every man is born free and that every man has the right to be free, and that God give him certain unalienable rights so that he had the right of travel, so that he had the right to build a house where he wanted to build a house. All this in it together is leading us down a garden path. And because we've all gone on our own way, we've come away from God's law. And that's what this is. This is a departure from God's law. This is the graven image. We've all taken a graven image and we all think that's us. You've got to be a maniac to believe you are a piece of paper. You've genuinely got to be a maniac to think that you are a piece of paper. Call the 12 men and the 12 men appear. Amen came on. Listen, I am deeply spiritual. I'm luckily, God's always looked after me in many ways. I've had situations where I thought that was a bit tasting, and I've realised that something divine happened and that it kept me safe. You know, I've had these experiences. I really have, but the system is a devil. Sadly, it really is. And look, turn a blind eye. Consider me to be a crackpot. It's not a problem. It's really, really not a problem. I've never, ever felt settled. Never. And I've got what you would consider a nice house. It's not mine. It's not mine. These people in government, these judges, if a judge said to himself today, right, I'm going after that fucking man that has got a birth certificate called David Paul Witcher. I want his house. He'll make it happen. I want his kids. I'm going to sell his kids on the open market. Yeah, it's going to happen. Why? Because they work for the dark side. So don't never think that you own anything. You know, I've always, my life has consisted of getting to 16, 18, 20, getting married, getting a house, getting divorced, losing that, living in my van, living with mates, renting, having nothing but trouble with renting, then buying again, and then having HMRC saying they're going to come and take me out because I haven't filed tax returns, and they stitched me up for 25 grand, or they were going to take me out, and then I sold that one, bought another one. Then there was always court fines coming through for a little bit of speeding, this, that, the other. Then I moved and I come here and I've got exactly the same again. It follows me around like a fucking dog turd. I'm sick of it. I've never felt settled, and this is my country. I've never, ever felt settled. And I'm a man that does well. I've got a nice little business, but I know that there's some fucking robber out there wanting to come and have a go. They certainly don't work for me. They're self-serving fucking devils. It's unbelievable. Even at my age, 54, I don't feel settled in my own natural environment. It's unbelievable. Not everyone's have that. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that have ridden the storm that have never, ever felt that. But me, I certainly have. Just never take anything for granted, Pete. Baptise your certificate in fire, let it burn. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. Well, actually, my mate that's out the system now, that's got his own plates on his car, which are Bible verses. Where God is no respecter of persons. He's helping me. Draw to restore. Hello, sweetheart. Nice to see you. I hear you, bro. I've never felt settled. Never. I built this place. I've worked with my hands. All my hands have bent up. My arms have bent up. Yeah. You know, but I don't feel settled because there's always someone with a fucking letter sticking through the fucking letterbox. We want this. We want that. We're going to fine you. We're going to take the call. I'm fucking sick of it. And it's unbelievable. This corporate world is a devil. And I didn't come in a world for that. I didn't come into this world to be ruled by these people and for them just to come and fucking I probably better go and live in the woods in it or on the beach and just live off the fucking land. I'm sick of all this control. I'm sick of this ownership. You know, they own you. When a man or a woman can say, we're going to take your house, we're going to find it, that they're having It means they must have some interest in your property. It's fucking unbelievable. Oh, I'm sick of it. I really am. And to know that people are being taken, injected, and then they're dying within a few days and being carted off with little labels on their toes, off to the incinerator, never to be seen again, never to be thought about, never to have really had any value in this world. And that's the big thing for me. I am the value in this world. My soul, my spirit is the value in this world. But people, Christians, you just don't fucking stand up. You roll over. You're letting the devil rule you. I'm not. I'm going to call him a tosser and spit in his face, mate. I'm telling you, I'm sick of him. Oh, we don't like the way you're thinking. Why are you thinking like, oh, we've got concerns about your mental health? Fuck off. I just want to be free. I want to be free and live in abundance. What's so hard about that? We've all turned from God's law. You know, the scripture was very clear. You know, don't turn. Where you going? Put your big boy pants up. Andrew Els. Hello, darling. Nice to see you. Jesus Jones. They burned all the books. That's exactly what we're going for. It's a similar metaphor. ZZR Zadra. Is that Zradra? Zradra? I'm trying to say that. You're a beautiful soul. I don't know, man. I'm just trying my hardest to make sense of this. You know, I've got kids, man. I was at this woman's yesterday where I was sat in her office and she's telling me, she said, do you know what? She said, I've got my daughter out there. She said, she's 12 years old. She said, she's very gifted and very clever. She said, I'm home educating her, but she leaves me behind. She said, the stuff she knows is phenomenal. She said, but in truth, she said, and I love them dearly. She said, and I shouldn't say this. She said, but I wish I'd never brought them into this world. She said, because it's so wicked. And I'm like, wow. Cockney Patriot, come pitch a tent, Dave. Come join me on my private land hunting, sea fishing and grow your own food. Mate, that sounds delicious. How can we go back to English laws? I don't know, June. I don't know. I know that here's the thing with the satanic system is they're all going to be judged, right? They're all going to be judged. The book is very clear on what happens to these people. You know, they're going to burn in a lake of fire. Fine. If they can't be bothered to save themselves, that's up to them. I guess you could call me a definition of a true Christian. I'm going to stand up. The book is written on the table of my heart. And if God says I have the right to do this and I have the right to do that, then guess what? I am of his creation. So why not? Why is there some other man or woman telling me, oh, you can't use the roads, don't have a license, oh, you don't have an MOT, so you haven't got road tax, you can't use your roads. No. What the fucking actual fuck? There is no fish in the French female. How to proceed with a bona fide case against local forest involuntary culpable corporate manslaughter. Councillor's son found hanging. Oh my goodness. 6/6/1995, York authorities still trying to cover it up. They're devils. But they don't realise that they're trapping themselves here and that their souls won't. They're just going to get burned and burn they will. Burn. I had a wicked dream last night, guys. Man, oh man. I don't know, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. My missus was away last night. She just dropped some horses down to the New Forest for some friends of hers. They've gone for a week's holiday, so she'll be back a bit later. But it started raining, and it was a red hot day. And I was with like a manager of a shop or something on an industrial unit, and he's looking at me going, why is it raining? There's bits of water coming river, and all of a sudden we could see from round the sides this massive big tidal wave and these big floods coming. And he shit himself. I started laughing. And as the flood waters come and got me, I'm just going, Jesus is my king. Jesus is my king. Jesus is my king. I'm not going to die. You're going to save me. And I was riding on top of this wave as I could see everyone perishing underneath me. And I'm saying to myself, I knew he was going to save me. I fucking knew it. It was a really quite vivid dream, but everyone else around me is having chaos and having meltdowns. I'm just laughing at it. I'm just thinking, well, this is a bit of fun, isn't it? So, I think we have to keep that mentality. I feel like Dave Allen this morning. All I need is a cigarette and a bit of scotch. I'm sat on my seat, and we've just done an hour and that's gone really, really quickly. But if you're not paying attention, you ought to be. And if you're not paying attention, it's now going to come at your peril. Big time. Because the councils now, they'll say, oh, there's a big rise in council tax coming and there's a big rise in cut. Hang on. You're in the middle of a pandemic, aren't you? Who are you people? What the fuck are you playing at? What do you mean you're putting everything up? Look at the price of food. Look at the price of your council. Look at the price of your gas and electric. Can you see what they're doing? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing this fuckery? Are you seeing this total destruction? Or are you just going along with it? Just blind eyeing it? No problem. Blind eye it all you like. It's going to affect you at some point. Guarantee you. I never thought as a young man growing up in this world that there would be anyone in public office that would want to destroy me. But I was oh so wrong. I was oh so fucking wrong. These people want to be king. They want to be boss. They want to own it all. And I think at some point they will get it all. They've pretty much got it all now anyway. We need a people for the people thing. We need to get rid of these tyrannous traitors. We need to stand down the boys with machine gun. Oh, Dave, but there's such violence out there. No, not at the rule of law, there's not. Nah, not at the rule of law. At the rule of law, everyone's equal and subject to. I keep banging on about this. Guys, I just don't know why people don't get it, why everyday normal people can't see how beautiful the rule of law is, where every judge in the land is subject to the rule of law. And if he goes against the rule of law, goes to prison, gets his collar felt. We don't have that now. Our courts in this country are governed by the Companies Act of 2006. One of my friends was in court and asked the judge, why don't you recognise all the laws of England? He said, are you governed by the Companies Act? And he said, yes, I am. A judge said, I am governed by the Companies Act, which means the court is a company. And my mate was so taken aback, and the judge says, what section are you referring to? And my mate obviously didn't have the answer for that. But a judge confessed with his lips that they are owned and controlled by the Companies Act. Limited companies, and you're just companies to them. When you stand in front of a judge as a person, you're a limited company. You're a corporation. He's going to stick that corporation where he wants to stick that corporation, because there is no living men left. There's no living man left. Well, apart from my friend who's completely out of the system. He's now seen in the world as a living man, and he's acting very kingly, very, very kingly. But the rest of us, corporations, they're just administrating corporate property. Yeah, no, bankrupt that one. Dude, take that one's kids, take that one's house, teach them a fucking lesson. Come on, teach them, put them back in the box. Show me the contract. Exactly. I get that, Zev. I do. I'll give you a call later, my old fruit. Long time no speak. We are ruled by laws, not by politics. There you go. But they're taking the piss and they're ignoring it. Coppers, I ain't listening to that. They come around your house, you give them. Like, I just sent this energy company yesterday the orders and warrants documents that we've been sending out to people, which is high court rulings, and it clearly shows what's a proper court seal. And this guy in this country going, no, we don't. That's all nonsense to us. I'm like, do you people read? Do you understand English? Do you know what English is? Do you understand the words that's in that document? Do you not understand that you're bound by this? Why are you acting like some poxy dictator? Because you're not. I'll have my time with them this time. Don't you worry about that. Never go to court. The corpse always guilty. Exactly. But man alive, you've got to be crazy to be having this system anyway. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You go to court. I see no man here. Only person. Well, you've got a problem, Judge. What are you, fucking people crazy or what? I can only see men and women, or men in this building. I mean, the solicitor, he's a man. Judge is a man. He's a man. The clerk's a man. It's only men. Unbelievable. Like, let's say in Ireland, the two Garda got on a bus. Where are you going? Well, I'm going home to Cork. Nein, you cannot go on this bus. You must exit the bus unless you give us your details so that we can find your fucking ass. Guys, oh guys, what are you allowing? Pondering the words. I can't even pronounce that, son. Joey says, all right, Joe, is that my gorgeous mate, Joe Mitchell? We are ruled by satanic pedos. Examundo, Joe. Get your gold star, go to the top of the class, my old fruit. Chrissy Dunn, hello, mate. How are you, Chris? Been on here an hour and 5 minutes. It goes quick, doesn't it? I need another coffee. Andrew L says, ecclesiastical deed poll. I've got one. But do they work? No, coppers. And look, listen, when you got someone stood there with anal beads on their fucking waist, handcuffs, feather dusters, guns, tasers, chips, dips, creams, do you honestly believe that they're going to listen to any old drivel that's coming out of your poxy mouth? They're plantation owners, guys. They run the plantation. We never see them years ago. They're out now. We're seeing it. They was very subtle years ago. No one paid attention, but now they're out. Do rules work in war? No, absolutely not. Good day to you, David. Rob Locks, hello, Gorge. I hear my mate Rob S is out of prison. He was incarcerated. He's a gorgeous Scottish fella. Really, really wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's out and he's bringing it. I think he got incarcerated, but I think he's out now. I've seen pictures of him out. Geneva Convention during the war, did it ever work when you follow orders? No. And that's all we have. So, like, if you've got locked wards in hospitals now, and you've got doctors and nurses around there just... so what do you want me to do with this one, Mr. Consultant? Well, yeah, just give them the one in the neck, and that they're only going to be around 2 days. Is that an order? Yeah, all right, I'll stick it into them. Oh, look, they're dead. Oh, fuck. But it was for their own safety. It was for their own safety, you know. For their own safety. Yeah. What am I going to do now? Just put a cloth over it and fucking wheel it out. Oh, sure the family's going to be happy with that then. Fuck me. Are we in a communist state or what? Bump them off. Power of attorney to get loved ones out of the NHS. Andrew Ells. Yeah, I mean, but we shouldn't have to do all this. Our word. Look, the Bible says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. That's it. It don't talk about filling this bit of paper out or that fucking bit of paper. I'm sick of it. I'd burn all of their paper system. Fucking would I? Right, that's what I would do in my revolution. My taking back this country with my fellow brothers and sisters, what would I harm? Nothing. I would get all the fucking paper files and I'll burn them all. Burn them all. Burn all the mortgage paper, every fucking piece of paper this corporate stinking fucking government have created, and I'd burn them all. End of. You all get your own house. Your house is yours. You have dominion over it. No one has the right to tell you what you can and can't do. And, of course, unless you're a slave, of course. Are we slaves? June, a few have realised we just can't convince the rest. Well, sink or swim, innit? Agreed first, but law is order. Yeah, no, first law is order. Yeah, I get that. But burn the fucking paperwork. You know, burn these devilish pieces of paper. And they are from the fucking devil. They are the children of the devil. There you go. You're answering the questions. Check it out. Twos, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Their days are numbered, to be sure. Checkmate. Yeah, walking with God, one wondrous God Almighty, respect the mother tongue. Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm under no illusion that the Bible is a very powerful thing. And I'm under no illusion that if any man or woman goes against God's law when it's been delivered, then on their own head be it. I've told these people in these energy companies that are hounding me like the hounds of fucking Baskerville. Listen, I'm giving you God's law. If you choose to ignore God's law, then On your own head be it. On your own soul will you condemn. Because the Bible says, anyone harms any of my little people, it would be easier for you to come to me with a millstone around your neck and be tossed into the deepest ocean. Don't harm my little people. We've seen the advert on the telly, Castillo de Calablo, or whatever it's called, this red wine, owned by the devil, protected by the devil. And at the end, he's got a bottle in his hand. He said, and you don't want to steal from the devil. He said, how did we get what we got? We stole everything. He said, I stole everything I own. The devil has stolen everything he owns, everything. And this whole system, the police, what are they about? They're about theft. All public servants are about stealing. When was the last time they did anything good? When did they do anything good? They're only interested in nicking your kids, nicking your cars, nicking your houses. That's it. It's honestly time to wake up, guys, and smell the coffee. It really, really, really is. Coppers are allowed to carry weapons because of the English common law and their Bill of Rights. Well, every Protestant has. But then again, it's pieces of paper again. All these Magna Cartas and stuff, just paper. No, I know a mate of mine watches the channel. He got fed up with kept begging for a license because a license is licentious behaviour, and he's said to his local police force, "Listen, I'm carrying on regardless. You know, constitutionally, I have the right to keep and bear arms. I'm a peaceful man. Leave me alone." And they have. They've just left him alone. He's carried on regardless. He hasn't begged for the license, guys. If you're begging for licenses, well, that's not good. They're liars like their fathers before them. They are. You're right. Robin Hood, mate, listen, if you've got any spare fucking room in that forest of yours, you let me know because I'm on my way. I am at a point, you know, where I just need freedom. I'm fed up with corporations knocking at my door saying, oh, by the way, we want this, we want that. I'm fucking sick of it. I don't know about you. What happened to Graham Moore? Graham's still all right, I do believe. John, I've not spoke to Graham for a bit, to be fair. Let me turn my heater off. I'm not too sure at the minute, but I think he's all right. I've got his mobile number. Maybe I'll give him a ring in a minute. Yeah, but Graham's a good man. Graham is a very, very good man. Public thieves, that's all they are. Coppers, they steal property. That's all they do. They steal kids, they steal cars, they steal homes. Plenty of room. Are you in the forest? Oh, I'd love to go and live somewhere like that and just build log cabins and be free and live off the land. I really, really would. I'm serious, Dave. If you want to put up my land, not a problem. Whereabouts is it, Cockney Patriot? Long live Robin Hood. Get in with landowners. Some will offer refuge during this. I mean, what a situation to be in, eh? This is our country. This is the land of the peoples, and here we are saying, you know, get in with some landowners, they might offer refuge. I mean, fucking hell's bells, what the hell is going on, man? DD's on Rumble under the Full English Show. He's on Rumble, is he? He's a good lad. Right after on Coastline, Essex. Oh wow, beautiful. Sounds nice. What are you doing with it? You doing anything? Don't say too much on here though, cuz well, you should be able to just. That's what I've never understood. You know, I always thought that you just spoke, that you just had the right to talk about this, talk about that, without fear of reprisals or being censored. I've never been able to contain my mouth. In fairness, got moorings there also. Wow, yeah, I think you said you was going to buy a boat, didn't you? Graham Moore, us on Rumble. Yeah, beautiful. Commander and Generals, how the English lost their land on YouTube. Well worth a watch. Mate, we really are. We're so stupid. We are really, really, really so stupid. And now we're paying the price. You know, hospitals with padlocks on doors on certain wards with big burly security men. No, you're not allowed in there. We don't want you seeing what's going on in there. Whenever you lock doors, you're hiding something. When people can't walk freely in and out of buildings that they've paid for, wow, you've really got a problem. I just want right by you and your families, guys. I really, that's it. I don't want my neighbours being carted off and never seeing them again and having some lame excuse of, oh, we turned them over in the night and they died. I don't want that. I really don't want that. I'm sick of this agenda, the way this is all being run. And all these politicians do is laugh and smile at your face. And that's what the devil does. And he's stabbing you in the back. What about your neighbours? What if, an ambulance turned up and took them and you never see them again? Are you going to care? Probably not. Maybe some of you are. But when you don't care and you don't find out, it's next time's going to be you, right? It's going to be you. The problem come when they disarm the nation. People should have fought them. Yeah, you're right. They should have. We are a nation of pussies now. We are being replaced by Calgary then robots. Well, funnily enough, in China, they got robots on the streets at the moment with police written all over them, telling people, oh, hello, bit of a flyaway. Ain't got me Demi Moore on this morning. Robots, oh, don't drop litter. Oh, you're too close to one another. And a robot is talking to people and people are listening and paying attention to that robot. Now, here's the thing. If I was down the high street and I see a robot telling people what to do, I'm going to go up and turn that fucker over. And I'm going to pull its battery out. Don't give a fuck. That's outrageous. You peasant, you're too close to that one over there. What the fuck? The problem came when they disarmed them. Yeah, we've done that one. You're right. They're now wicked. I'm in the mountains of Scotland gathering people. Robin Hood, mate. I'm fucking on my way, mate. I'm telling you. There is a religious lady in my Facebook. She believes that they are going to take the children from school and hospital with aid. This all to do with symbolism. Yeah, you're probably right, Fiona. In truth, you are probably right. But no one will care then. No one will care. I have said this so many times. There was a film I watched as a kid, Time Machine. And this guy had a lever and he's pulling it and the thing on the back spinning, and fuck me, do I wish I had one of them right now. Time Machine, Bosch. He's going backwards, he's going forwards, he's going everywhere. And there's things growing up around him, walls and earth and skeletons. And anyway, he goes, I've gone back too far. I'm going into the future. And I think in Time Machine, he ended up in somewhere like 2020. I think he did. So he's in 2020 and he gets off and he gets a bit taken by this blonde bit of skirt. She's quite fit. And they're chatting and he's getting a bit romanced by her and, oh, yeah, you know how it goes. And all of a sudden, these sirens go, and they're all out. They're all walking towards these doors. And they walk in, and there's loads walk in, and then the door shut, and then the sirens stop. And then everyone goes back to normal. You're all right, mate? Yeah. And this guy who's in the time machine, he's going, fucking hell. He's going, what the fuck? He's going, what's going on here? Why are you not worried about them that have just gone in there? And they're all going, what are you chatting about? Oh, we live in utopia, you know. We live in utopia. This is utopia, yes. And there's these things called the Morlocks, and the Morlocks live underground. And they're little arseholes with red eyes. And he's thinking to himself, my goodness. And he's walking around shaking them. Wake up! Come on! What? And they're like, nah, don't know what you're talking about. And then he decides to take them on. And he climbs down one of their tubes. And he goes and has it with the Morlocks, smashes them up, blows them up, and the whole thing caves in. And he frees the people. That's how we are. Our government are Morlocks. It's the TV, the radio, and the news. Go and watch it. Time Machine. It's a great film. It's exactly how we are. We've forgotten how to use this. We've forgotten how to be free. We've forgotten that we are all creations of God and that we're in, we're and so what is government? It's just bullshit, right? Who gives them the power to tell you that you need a license to drive it? Exactly. Guns, fishing, marriage. You don't. And once you come out of the system and once you get this part of this sorted out, then we will be back to freedom. Yeah, don't have headphones on when I'm doing the old Time Machine siren. It's quite a good rendition, wasn't it? Did you like? I mean, obviously, I'm a lyrical singer, as many of you have heard. I have dulcet tones. Some can take it, some can't. I'm a bit like Marmite, you know. People either love you or hate you, and I've really not got a problem with that. Mad Max 29 years ago, set into future 2021. Well, there you go. Coincidence not. That's how long the program has been going on. That's exactly what Jeremy Vine is, the BBC, the radios, the newspaper. Boris Johnson is, and everyone goes, fucking hell, Mildred, have you seen what the paper says? There's going to be a fuel shortage. You best get out, Bert. Get down the garage, quick. If anyone stops you putting a nozzle in the car, you whack them with a frying pan, son. Go on, get down there. Take the cast iron skillet. Make no mistakes. Mate, there's been people fighting, getting knives out at fuel stations. And I'm not talking Jamie Oliver cut up a bit of fish to cook it on the barbecue. I'm talking people wanting to take bits out of one another because they can't get to the pump quick enough and they think the fuel's going to run out. Morlocks, my goodness. Morlock are Satan, two heads of the same body. The Morlocks, is that right? Wow. Headphones on. Blow me ears up, Dave. Yeah, sorry about that, Cockney Patriot. Have you really got your headphones on? I shan't do that no more. Illegal hunt with bow in the UK. How can the country that history with Robin Hood can't use a fucking boat, take an arrow to feed your family? They got to catch you first, didn't they? Illegal to hunt. Yeah, no, they got to catch you first. Smart TVs have some hidden cameras. Absolutely. You know, we all live to believe, yes, our fault to private. No, come on now. Government, they got crystal balls, man. They're listening to every orifice in mobile phones. And it's just, I mean, I'll never forget my mate a few years ago. He got, he had a court case come up at Maidstone Borough Crown Court. And it was initially with I think it was Judge Jeremy Carey, or was it Carey that took over because it got dragged on this thing. And Jeremy Carey, he sat there one day with his head in his hands like this because he couldn't fucking work out what was going on. He didn't have hair like mine, though. And Jeremy Carey's retired now, and I think Judge Carey was quite a decent man. Many considered him to be a bit like Denning. So my mate's being done for this, having CS spray because he was shagging a copper at the time. He got arrested in Ann Summers, and when he was put in the back of the cop car, he's got these underwears and that in the bag, and this copper's had look. She went, "Oh, that quite looked good on me." So he's like, "Oh yeah." Anyway, cut a long story short, he's having carnal relations with a WPC, whatever her number was. I don't know whether he ever put her helmet on. Can you imagine, you know, with the helmet on and doing the... Yeah, anyway, I don't know whether that was ever on the cards, but so he got bundled. His house got raided by the Kent Gestapo, and they seized 3 computers and this CS spray that was in the bedside cabinet, strangely enough. I don't know whether they were doing a bit of pepper spray during intercourse. Who knows? You don't know, do you? I mean, the police have said that Del Lyons lives in a flat. You know Del Lyons? He's lived in some big houses. But so no, he's got a flat, grows all his stuff in a flat. He's never lived in a flat. But anyway, so my mate, yeah, he went to this court case and he won. And the jury found him not guilty on all counts. But I remember Judge Carey, literally, I was there. Judge Carey's, he couldn't believe what was going on. And he said in the KM, he said, in all the years I've been doing this, I never wished to sit in another case like that. And he retired shortly after. Now, whether that had anything to do with it, I'm not too sure. But the police records, when we got the case file, because we like a nice case in this country. We really do. Oh, how's your briefcase? Well, it's not as big as your case. My case is bigger than yours. We love fucking huge bundles of paper. If you're going into a court case and there's a file like this, you're getting fucked. Because how are you going to defend against? You're going to bore a jury to fucking sleep, man. The truth is the truth. The truth's very simple. But he got the case file. And within that case file, there's all the Kent police have printed off all of his text messages, all of the phone calls. They got it all. Got it all. Emails. Got the whole fucking lot. Because we've got these cyber maniacs in MI5 and MI6 and Toys R Us all collating this information just in case you're a fucking nutter. Conspiracy theorist, isn't he? He's fucking one of them tinfoil hat wearers. Sleeping with the enemy, mate. You ain't too far wrong. Radio promoting the V for 12 to 15-year-olds. Only way to protect them. Hush, my God. Also saying the majority of my area are happy with digital doctor's appointments. People need to switch off all media. Fiona Pullen, look, if they're happy to accept that. My missus had an issue a few months ago with a tooth that had fallen out of her mouth. And she phoned up my local NHS dentist and they said, oh, we can't see you for 8 weeks because you've not been in for your appointment checkup for 2 years plus. Senior. Who the fuck likes going to dentists? You got to be a sadist. You got to be one of these people that likes having nails put in your foreskin or through your nipples to actually want to go and see a dentist, in my opinion. So then now we can't see you. Batter her off. Just give it a little bat off. The waff. Like a fart. You know, like sometimes when you fart and you, oh, fucking that. You just waft down it. You're wafting it. That's how we get tricked. No, peasant. Waft off. Just waft away. Go on. You brushed your teeth today. Waft off. So they waft her off. And I thought, nah, I ain't having that. So the next day, she's banging her head up against the wall. I said, what are you doing? Was taking the pain away. I went, you're going to give yourself a fucking brain hemorrhage. Oh, hang on. I got on the phone. Emails, local thing round the corner that's told her no. I said, listen, stick your politics up your arse. There's a woman here that's bouncing off the wall. She's literally whacking her head up against the walls because the pain is so severe. If you're happy with that, crack on. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your mocha chocolate lattes and your sandwiches at lunchtime. But she's not in a good place. They phoned her up. We can fit you in at 10. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. She went round there and it pulled straight out. So you deal with things. Honestly, never do that long. Yeah. House of Commons is the House of Horrors. It is. Yeah. And what I don't get is Parliament sovereign. No, it's not. It's a corporation. It's a company. You're confusing God's law, which is sovereign, with a limited company. Tony Blair Limited, Jack Straw, MP, diplomat, limited companies. And what do limited companies do? They have shareholders, they have profits they have to hit, they have targets, they have to turn over, they have to, and they'll clobber you sideways to get a profit. Oh, you bet that the profit from the drugs that they're slipping into you in these locked wards is more important to them than your soul. Guarantee you. That's why the doors are locked. That's why they're administrating all these midazolams and all these other things. Now, don't get me wrong. There is going to come a point in your life where a little bit of maybe assistance to the other side would be a good thing. No one likes a painful death. Let's be honest. But the point is this. It should be your choice. You know, childbirth. Do you want any drugs, love? No, you're all right. I'm having this natural. Look at me. Gosh, I'm going all the way. Just give me a knife to bite on. Or a rubber thing. Your choice. Or if the pain gets too much, Ashley, yeah, do us a favour. Give us some of that ketamine. Knock me out. And then you have the baby. So it is, you know, it's a dark area. I'm not suggesting this is all cut and dry and white, light and dark. And it's just not. It's just not. The world is never a cut and dried situation. Never has been, never will do. Come and do a camping weekend. Don't tease me. Watcha, have I still got you on? You're still on WhatsApp and all that, aren't you? Yeah. No, I am at a point where all these corporations, right, over the years, whenever I seem to think that I'm getting settled, they show up and want to fuck me in the arse. And I'm at a point now, you know, I'm more than happy just to fucking walk away and just drop the keys off down the council and say, stick this up your arse, you motherfuckers. You are violent, wicked, nasty people. I am tempted to. More tempted than I've probably ever been. I just think it's disgusting. If you don't have the right to decide where your motor goes, if you don't have the right to decide what goes on in your house, then you're just a fucking peasant. And after having the old bill here last October, 8 of them marching round, one of them says to me, "Oh, do you mind if I use your toilet, David?" I said, "I can't fucking stop you. I can't." He said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "You stood in my lounge against my will." I said, "Do what you fucking like." I said, "The missus upstairs, actually, if you want to go and give her a bone in." "Oh, well, there's no need for that." I said, "No, there fucking is. And you're going to hear it." One of them, he said, "Don't you talk like that." I said, "This is my house, son. I use whatever fucking language I want to use. If you don't like it, you fuck off." I've got enough kit for you. "Oh, mate, don't tempt me." "No, I will come over, actually. Not just, I'll come over and stay for a day or two. We'll have a bit of a crack." I am at a point now, you know, because I can see the shit's going to hit the fan. I can see it. It's written on the walls, guys. They want everything now. They want your soul. They want your homes. They want your kids. They want you submissive. They want you to submit to the dark. This is all about soul bashing now. This is not about whether you're white, you're black, you're Chinese, you pick your nose. This is about soul bashing. They are bashing the fucking granny out of souls. They're trying to kick the God element out of people. Well, they're going to fail. And they're going to fail fucking miserably and all. Chrissy Dunn. All right, Gorge. He says, sneaky bastards a lot. CIA, FBI, MI6, flying squad coppers there, self-written rules, and they're guilty until proven innocent. Absolutely right. I'm glad you can see it, Chris. I'm glad you can see it. Now, I'll watch a guy with anticipation and trepidation on YouTube called AB, Auditing Britain. Fucking marvellous. What a lovely, clever geezer. And the things he's been through. And he got nicked. He got unlawfully detained by a copper. And he prosecuted him. And he got a payout. And after the solicitors' deductions, he got 1,300 quid. And he went round and offered it to police constables if they needed some food or whatever. And he offered it to the homeless and he'd give it all away, or the majority of it away. Fucking man after my own heart, mate. This winter is going to be a rough one, but I'm ready. Sandy, I'm loving that. I'm fucking loving that. I've also invited Redfield Pill. Good dude he is. Yeah. Where details coming over? What's that? Bless your heart, mate. United Kingdom Limited, it is. It's a limited company, Parliament's limited company. And what the limited companies do, I've just said, they run for profit, they have shareholders, they've got dividends to pay. And that's all that speed cameras are. It's just dividends, it's banking. You're in front of a corporate government in court, in town, and basically you stood in front of a bank manager. How much are we going to find this little fucking turd today? I'm not sure. Who sat on bench? That dickhead there with the fucking comb over. That one there looks like he shagged his cousin. No, we're all right. We've done 2-day courses to be a magistrate. Yeah, no, we've done 2 days. And they sit up there and they go, don't they? All these cocksuckers in these courts. And they're all looking at the clerk. Have you ever noticed in these courts, when you've got magistrates or JPs, wherever they do about 2 or 3 day course. 2 or 3 day course. And then they come out as if they're all official. They're sat there and they go, and they look at you. But they're always looking at the clerk. Whenever a decision, they don't look at you and they go, and then they're getting all this information given to them because the clerk's going to, and they go, "Oh, we find you guilty for this." It's a court. It's a business. It's run for profit. They're there to fuck the peasants up the arse and to get more into the private coffers of private corporations. Well, just imagine that it's your body and that what they want is your blood, and then all of a sudden they want a bit of blood for this or they want a bit of blood for that, you know, and then you're going to get to a point where you're starting to really feel the effects of this. Where I am, I'm 54. I hate the system. It's never done anything for me, mate. What I've done, God's given me, and I've done for myself. They've never given me. Sweet fuck all. The only thing they've ever given me is a pain in the arse. But they keep taking your blood for a bit for that and a bit for that. And all of a sudden you're at a point, I'm not feeling too good. No. Well, if you can take, you're going to ruin me. You're going to kill me. Do you honestly think they're going to stop? Do you think they're going to stop? No, we need a little bit more for that. No, we need, we're all in this together. Boris Johnson, we're going to have to put your national insurance up. Why, Boris? You've just wasted so many billions of pounds on track and trace. What a flop that is. Is that not mismanagement? What are you doing? Are you trying to destroy this country on purpose? Are you trying to destroy this country on purpose? And the answer to that is yes, he is. I've got 2 years of food rations ready to go wow! All the survival stuff buried in shipping barrels, totally sealed up and prepared for. Fuck me, you are prepared for that. My goodness. Wow, Cockney Patriot, I salute you. COVID land info wars, 100% evidence undercover, footage in hospitals. There you go. Locked wards, ladies and gentlemen. Your public servants have turned into animals. Don't let the family in. No mother. Like, I could face a situation, I could get a call today. Dave, what the fuck's up? Your mum's in hospital. All right. I'll be down in 10. No, you ain't allowed in, motherfucker. Excuse me? No, she's in a locked ward. Cosmic. Anyone of her family there? No. Oh. What are you doing to her? Well, that's for us. That's data protection. It's data protection. We're not allowed to tell you. Well, I come from her loins, you motherfucker. I'm sure it has everything to do with me. What the fucking hell are you playing at? I swear to God, if anyone ever are my mother like that, I'll find where they live and I'd burn their fucking house down. I really would. British Legion got 70 million in the bank. Well, there you go. One world government's on its way. It's here. No more corrupt elections. Six builds, 6 packs, 6 politics. You ain't too far wrong, June. You're not too far. Look, and here's the thing. We all keep trying to make and paint a fucking pretty picture. We're all trying to keep everyone's energies up and their spirit. Like, Mark, I had a message yesterday from, oh, God. Why is her... I haven't got my pad over it. I'll find out. What's her name? She lives up Medway Towns. My son was at her house. They were going to some NFL thing, national football. NFL, like an American football. And she said, I didn't know. She said, because she said, I've always wondered, she said, about your boy. She said, he looks like you. And I said to him, she said, Dave, who's Lance Hill? I said, it's my boy. I can't imagine my son ever getting down with. I'm telling you now, anyone in the NHS, if my son ever comes down with anything and you lock him in a fucking ward and you try and stop me getting in, you watch what's coming your way. You fucking watch what's coming your way. I'm telling you, you wicked people. Oh, it's all for your own safety, you know, there's a little virus flying about. Well, you've all had your fucking jabs. What are you worried about? You all had your jabs, right? Why are you worried about me? I just don't get the mentality, guys. I don't get this one thing, we're all in it together, it's all happening now, and you've got to do what we say, and we're doing this to keep you safe, all right? This is all to keep you safe. Oh, okay. Fabulous. How's Brian Harvey doing, son? Is he doing all right? I hope he's hanging in there. Try buying food ration packs now. Everyone's sold out. Crossbows are sold out. A lot of sites. Wow, people must be getting ready for something. Is that true? Wow. Paulie Art, nice to see you, bruv. Out of all the deaths, only 6% died from the thingy. Everyone else died of something else. There you go. There you go, innit? There you go. Do as we say, not as we do. There you go. Like I say, back in the 70s, pulled up outside hospital. Nan was in there, not very well, turning her toes up. We went in and told her we loved her, give her a hug. Nurses wouldn't have dared tell you back then that you couldn't hug one of your rellies or sit with them. Wouldn't have dared. No, wouldn't have dared. Now, oh, you can't see your Nan, can't see your granddad, can't see your son. No, he's in a locked ward. What the fucking hell are you doing to him in there? Oh, well, yeah, we can't tell you that. It's private. Fabulous. Honour thy place in another one. You are one eternal soul, for there you will find bliss. Amen, Kenneth. Amen, brother. A bloody man. We're being tested right now. I am a true Christian. I despise evil. I despise paedophiles. I despise wickedness. I despise covetousness. I despise deception. I despise it all. And I genuinely am disgusted with the way corporations are in this country and how evil they have become. And boy, they have become evil in ways you can't imagine. Nature gives us what we need. Amen. It really does. Honour the place in one. Yeah, we've done that one. Flu now has appeared. Yes. There's the flu out now. Back from Benidorm. Been on his holidays, Ollibobs. Been out there. Disappeared. If you'd have said 5 months ago, I think I got the flu, people would have said, "Oh, now you got to have the thing, haven't you?" No, I think I've got the flu. Feels like the flu. No, it's gone. No one's getting jabbed for the flu no more. We're all having this new one. It's a new one now. We've all got to have it. The kids have got to have it. Do you know how strong a child's immune system is? And do you know how important it is to let a kid's immune system take its natural course? Do you know how powerful that kid is when that kid's getting that illness, that pox, this pox, gets over it, builds his immune system? Now, I haven't had a cold or any symptoms. I have a little cough. It's probably all to do with the shit they're spraying in the skies, right? But I'm still here. I'm still having a go. I haven't had a cold or any snivels or anything for 2.5 years since I've been working out, cycling hard and doing all that stuff. Man flu. Now, let me tell you, man flu. Different gravy. It's different than normal flu. It's far worse than anything that you could ever imagine, man flu. We get it so bad at times we can't even lift our big toe. We get it so bad we can't even reach the TV controller. We do. These things, mate, I'm telling you, we have to get our missus put a little towel on our forehead. Oh, thanks, darling. How old are you? 62. Oh, but mum, thank you. Man flu's it's far worse than any flu anyone else can get. It's true. The government, the Queen, the dramas. Oh, mate, let me tell you. But what's interesting is we've got certain people like my mate Cockney Patriots in here. So he's prepped. He's ready to go. He knows what's coming. And fair play for doing that. But the thing behind that is, it is, I'm going to have them round in a minute, and jabbing me, taking me down the hospital and put me in the ward with the old, the others, is the mentality of actually having to want to go and do that is a Hunger Games. You've all seen the film Hunger Games, right? Where they slap them out in the woods and they're all carving each other up, trying to get this and that and press that button so they don't get terminated. Maybe that's what's happening. Black Rock, State Guard, Avant-Garde, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan, these are corporation investment managers, bankers. These twats pull the strings around the world on literally every level. I honestly, right, I can't believe what this country's become. And I can't believe that the people just turn such a blind eye to tyranny and evilness and think it's acceptable. And most of them are quite willingly will go to their deaths. Most will. I'm not. So all these people in the NHS locking people in wards, fuck you. You're not having me. I'm not up for grabs. I'd rather sit at home and shit my own pants and die than come and accept your benefits. Benefits, they are. Benefits. My dad lives up in the borders of Scotland. He's not quite talking the Scots bits there, but he has got a little bit of the old twist on him now. He's got a lady friend, nothing like that, just all just friends. I think it's a woman that does his computer lessons or whatever. I don't know. He goes and has these things. And always a little Robin laying about. Hello, Robin. And she's been getting mentholyptus, I think, or eucalyptus oil to treat her for her ailments. I'm got to be careful with the words, the big C and the V. If I do that, this YouTube's just going to censor me and put me on a block. Hello, Robin. Oh, he's so cute. You want to see him? He's she's had these intravenous jabs with, I think it's eucalyptus or menthol, some oil, and every trace of whatever illness that she's had in her body, it's gone. It's gone. She's fine. She ain't had no chemotherapy. She ain't had no radiation. She hasn't had anything. Now, as a point, the lad that I was talking about, 41, that they've just, he's now brown bread, he's incinerated. This is around Birmingham area. With a mother, she had an illness and she had something on her neck up near whatever, thyroid, whatever it is. And he told her, my mate that was healing her with certain stuff, said, look, don't, she said, they want to check it. They want to make sure that whatever it is, take a biopsy. He's going, look, if whatever you release from whatever's in your neck is going to spin around your body. And that's exactly what it did. When they was cutting this thing here to find out and take a biopsy, they disconnected all of her nerve endings down to her arm, and she couldn't move her arm. She's dead now anyway. They've chopped her off. Love my Robin, and he is free to do as he pleases. I feed mine mealworms, beautiful birds. Yeah, he's just out there on the. Whenever I get passionate talking about stuff, he's always on the fence. He's always sat up on the fence looking in. There's a woman. She lost a child. Her child was 4, boy, and she's grief stricken, and she goes to his headstone where this kid's buried, right? And she said, just show me a sign. I know you're alive. I know you're with me. I know. Show me. And this Robin appeared. I wish I could share it on this video. I will do next time. This Robin sat on top of this headstone, just appeared from nowhere. And she went, oh my word. And it sat there and it looked at her. And she held her hand out. Said, come on. And this Robin landed on her hand. It must have took her breath away. Must have absolutely give her confirmation. Absolutely, he's up there on that fence again. It's absolute confirmation. Now, my uncle Peter Russell, passed away many years ago, 1974. And Peter was a real good singer. And strangely enough, his son, my second cousin, Peter Russell, is in a little group now called the Punch Drunk Pirates. And you can see them all on YouTube. So that's the Punch Drunk Pirates. You can go and listen to them. They're very earthy. But he's good. He's a good singer. But Peter died. His dad died. And I was only a kid. And my Uncle Peter and my mother were quite close. Got on, good friends, good buddies. And my mum worked at a timber merchant's on the Old Kent Road called May and Son. And the guy who owned it, May, he was a mayor of Croydon. David May was the mayor of Croydon, took after it, went in his father's footsteps and followed suit, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. And she come out of work one afternoon, red hot summer, red hot, and she's got letters to post going out to this, there, and everywhere. And as she's walking out, this blackbird appeared in front of her and stared at her with one eye. So that's a bit fucking weird. And it wouldn't move. She's had to walk round the bird, and the bird followed her all the way home. And then where I lived in Goldsmith Road in Peckham, opposite was a place called the Settlement. And then there was a factory that done chutneys. It was like a pickle factory. And my aunts worked in this pickle factory in Staffordshire Street. And this bird, this blackbird, went and sat on the roof and singing his heart out for 2 days. And then she never see it again. And she said to me, it's him letting me know he's all right. So, yeah, there's a lot in all that. But, I mean, fascinating, isn't it? We get messages from the other side all the time, and I'm supposed to be actually. Elaine Thorpe says she wants to do this thing there where we're going to channel Jonathan, so I've got to set that up. Might set that up over on this channel, to be fair, so a lot of people can see it. Wouldn't bother saying these zombies never listen. They just want brains. Yeah, you know, we've allowed, right? We're in a situation now. I'm going to get going in a minute because I've almost been on here 2 hours. It's 11 o'clock. We're in a situation now where the police can just turn up, come into your house whenever they want, go through your drawers whenever they want, bend your missus over in the lounge whenever they want. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do. I detest that. They want to turn up, take your car, take your kids. They're coming. That's fascism. There's no due process of law anymore, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, it's up to you, you know, whether you do or you don't, whether you pay attention or you don't. It's your choice. It really is. White bird feathers are a good sign. Yeah, they are, mate. Wouldn't bother, Sandy. We've done that one. People down here view anyone that not add you what is a public health risk. I prove with facts it's the other way around, but cognitive dissonance is as strong as in this lot. Yes, cognitive dissonance. My kids don't get what I talk about, but it's going to affect them one day. I guarantee you it's going to affect them. And at that point, they might go, do you know what? Perhaps Dad was right. Perhaps he was right. Perhaps he was standing up for us and our freedoms. Maybe. Who knows? Peeps, listen, I'm going to get going. I need to go and have another coffee. I've got stuff to do. Go back to work tomorrow. But look, think about the things we say. Feel free to share. Feel free to comment. Do what you start your own channels. Start your own channels. Get your own messages out there. People need to see this. People need to know what's going on. Your loved ones and you're not safe no more. I wish you was. I genuinely wish that no man or woman anywhere had the right to come and say and do anything in your life. There's the times we need to get back to where you have dominion over your life, your home, your kids, your families, and no one can come and do anything to you. That's the world I want to see. That's the world we're going to get back to because that's God's kingdom. Take care.